Today at Sawdust More, we're going to be making this cross cutout, which is a very simple project, a good project for beginners, and it also sells well at craft fairs. So this is what we're going to start out with. We're going to use these 1x2 pine strips, and we're just going to cut these individual pieces and then glue them together. First thing we're going to do, cut off the factory edge and clean that up so it's not as rough, and it's probably not square either. Okay, so next thing, we're going to measure out 11.5 inches, and that will be our first top board. So we'll make that at 11.5, and then that will be our first board. So if you're following along with the plans, the next piece is 6 inches, so we'll go ahead and mark that off. This same board that we're working with. And then another 6-inch piece. So you can see we've cut our first piece, which is our 11.5 inch piece, then our two 6-inch pieces, and now we're ready for a 5.5 inch piece, which is our green on this paper. But to keep from wasting so much scrap, we're going to see how long this piece is and cut the next best piece. So can I get 2 pieces out of this by anything? It's 10 inches, so there's no 2 pieces that we can get, so let's cut our longest piece, which will be 8 inches, and that'll be the least amount of waste for that little piece of board. Now we need to make 2 5.5 inch pieces, so let's measure those off to 5.5, and we'll cut that. This will be our second 5.5 inch piece. We've cut 2 more pieces, and that's our 5.5 inch piece, so it will go something like that. This is the other piece we cut from the scrap, so we wouldn't be wasting so much. And then here's our other 5.5 inch piece. This is our next 8-inch piece. We're getting to that point again where we want to check to see how long we've got here so that we can, keep the least amount of scrap and waste that we've got. So we've got a little over 19 and an 1/8 inch board. So let's do both 7s. We just finished cutting our 2 7-inch pieces, so they'll just go right under the existing piece. That was our 8-inch piece, and then we're ready to cut the 6-inch piece. We need 2 6-inch pieces, so we'll finish those next 2 will be identical. Then our final piece will be 11.5 inches, and that will complete this project, and all we have to do is glue it up. Okay, let's just add our final couple pieces to the puzzle here. And there you have it. We just have to do the glue up now. As you guys know, I'm always working and using my tabletop of my table saw as my workbench because I have a very small shop, and so I want to cover this up so I don't have any glue seepage getting on any more than I already have getting on my table saw. So let's take the clamps off, and then we can sand it down a little bit and then put some hangers on it so that you can hang it on the wall. Now that the glue up's complete, let's see what else we need to do. You notice the glue actually did seep through, and it would have been on my table saw if I'd not put down the cardboard. So we can easily sand this off. So we'll sand those pieces off so that you don't see it. Okay, now that we've got it sanded, the next thing I'll do is I like to cut a little couple strips to put on the back of it just to make it a little more secure. Cut these two supports. We'll put these on the back. I'll route these down, run a router bit across them, make them look a little nicer than just flat pieces. So while this next part is not 100% necessary, I think it does give it a more professional look. Just going to glue these on, and then we'll tap them down with some staples. And I'm just going in 1 inch to put these guys on here. And then I'm going to go up 3/4. Double check again, make sure it didn't move when I hit it with that staple. Looks good still. Just hold it there. Another one in it. And then we'll pick our rag up. Can't tell you how many times this rag has hit the floor. Put us another little coat of glue on there. I'll put just a little bit more. And just like before, we're going to come over 1 inch and then 3/4. I'll put a staple in each one of these. That way, if it ever does fall off the wall, this is going to support it when it hits the floor. And it'll be extremely sturdy. So there's the back. But we're more concerned about the front. It's all preference as to how you want to mount this. You can use the sawtooth standard picture frame hanger, or what I like to do is I use the little wire hanger. That way I can designate how far up this wire goes so you don't see it as the cross is hanging. Now that we've got our wire hanger completed, it'll hang on the wall just fine. But the other thing I like to do is put a little felt pad on the back of these, just so that it doesn't scrape the customer's wall. All right, guys, that finishes up another easy build. Let me know how it goes for you. Like I said, it was a very easy project to do, and you can stain this, you can paint it. I've even done one as an American flag. So let me know in the comments what you ended up with.